Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I want to create some of the category for our news, like there is a mobile category, there is a tablet category. So right now that's all the static data. So right now I want to create some of the category for our news. For how can do that work, like how can create the category, how can show all that category list. So step by step, each and everything I want to apply on particular that position. For doing this, first of all, I want to create one of the model with the migrations. Okay, like if you want to do that work, like you have to go to your directory. That means here we are creating that project. Now go to the CMD and now click on the enter. And now on particular that position, first of all, I want to add as a PHP and the artisan and the make, and they make the model. And I just want to create one of the model as a category. Okay, category, and here I just want to add that as a migration, so I just define that M. So that will be our model name, and now I click on the enter. So now our table is created. You can see there is a created migrations, that is a table. So when it should be done, then it should be redirected to our directory. And now if you go to your page, like here in our database and into the migration folder, here we automatically created one of the category. Like here you can see there is a create category table. So now here there is actually the one of the two field, one of the ID and one of the actually the time spent. So for now I want to add another table on particular that position. Okay, like here I want to add two of the table. I just copy it, paste it and paste it. Okay, so for now, first of all, I want to create one of the table as a name. So here I just define that things as a name, and for the name I just define as a string. Okay, I just define that as a string, and I also want to take another table and I just name it as a status. I just name it as a status, and this status will be the integer. So for the reasons I just define as integer. So I just define it as an integer. So now we have to run that migration. So before that, here you can see for education purpose, before I already created one of the folder as a category. So right now we don't need this. So right now we will create another category for our news portal. For the reasons we don't need this better, I just take some of the backup for you. Like if you go to the resources, here there is a view, and in our admin, so that is actually the category. So right now I just take one of the make the things as a G. Okay, and now I just remove that folder because I just want to I started that things from the beginning. Okay, I just remove it. Hope you can well understand about it. So I did that things before. So right now I just want to actually run that migrate. So here in our database, he would be create one of the table, and into the table he should be created some of the table field with the ID, name, status. Okay, so now let's check this out. If you want to do that work, like I just click on the save all, and now here I just want to run that migrate. Like if you want to run it, then you have to write down as a PHP artisan and the migrate. Okay, and now click on the enter. So here actually I did some of the wrong, like here you can see that the integer spelling is not correct. So so that is actually the status I just define as integer, so it should be actually integer. Okay, INTER, so that should be the integer. Now I just click on the save all, and now here I run it again like PHP artisan and then migrate, and now click on the enter. Yes, you can see it's now creating the migrating and the migrate. So now it's perfect, it's automatically created. Now if you go to your database, like here that is our database, so now go to the database position, and into the database here you can see he created one of the table as a categories. And now if you open the categories, and into the categories, if you go to the structure, now you can see here there is an ID, there is a name field, and there is also another status field. So that's the field I just assign on particular that position as a name and the integer for the status, and now it's all the field is now created on here. So I hope you can well understand about it. So now we have to create one of the controller for the category. So if you go to that positions, like if you go to the admin, here you can see I created one of the controller before for education purposes for you. So right now I just better rename it. Okay, like I just rename it as old old category controller, and now I want to actually create new one for our project. So for now here I want to create one of the controller for our category. Like here I just define as a PHP artisan and make the controller, and now I have to define as admin. That means in our admin folder you'll be create one of the controller as a category controller. Okay, category controller, and I also want to create one of the resourceful controller. For the reasons I just defined that resource. Okay, so here I just define that resource. Now click on the enter, and here I again did some spelling mistake. You can see there is a controller is not definite. Okay, so I will do that again, like as a PHP artisan and then make, and then our controller, and then I want to create admin. In our admin folder I want to create the category controller. Okay, category controller, I want to create resourceful controller, so I just define the resource. So I just define that resource. So here make that sure spelling is correct, PHP artisan and the make controller and admin, there is a category controller, and here I just defined that resourceful controller. Now click on the enter. Now you can see there is a controller created successfully. So here there is our new controller. So and I created one of the resourceful controller on particular that position. So for now we have to create one of the route for our category, like here that will be the gate. Better I just copy it. Okay, I just copied it. It will be just like that same. So after that here I just want to create this one. So it should be the gate and our category. Okay, I just define that categories, and then our user. So after admin there is a controller name, so I created one of the controller as a category controller. So right now I just copy it, and here I just paste it, and into the category controller here I want to access that index method, and then it should be named as a category. Okay, and I just define as a category list, and then in our middleware I just define the permissions. So right now whatever the permissions you want to add, right now I just define as a category list. Okay, so you have to actually create one of the permission like as with this text as a category list, and also I assign for the all for the master admin. And then I want to add that things in our navigation sidebar, like here. Better I just copy it. Okay, I just copy all things from here and I just paste that things on particular that position. So that will be our back and the categories. So here I just defining it as a category. So here I just define on particular that position, and here I just added the permissions. Like here I just define the permission as a category list. So right now I just copy it, and into this position I just defining it. Okay, hope you can well understand about it. And now also there is a text. So text will be the categories. So here I just define the categories. So I just define the categories. So now if you click on the save all, and now here if you go to our admin, and if you now click on the refresh, now you can see they have new one is added on particular that position as a categories. So now we have to work in our view area. Okay, we have to create one of the folder in our resources, in our admin, and we have to create one of the folder as a category. So I will continue this process, and in the next video I will create that category and also the listing and creating all that page. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.